Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Before we start, I would like to discuss about our midterm. Okay, now, this week is the week number 8. Is that right? Today, this week is week 8 of our semester. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. So next week will be our break. And our plan is the midterm would be week number 9 or week number 10. Okay, so after the break, I mean, when I say week number 9, it does not include the break. So week 9 or week 10, all right? So that will give you idea, on the midterm. So that is about the time. Okay, the midterm. So that would be week number 9 or week number 10. Yeah. So our test midterm. This would be week 9 or 10. Okay, somewhere there. Okay, all right. Any question about this? Any comment, anything? So I will give you further information after the break. I need to finish up the current topic, the topic on the derivative. We finish that up, then we can, we are in position to have the test. So let's continue. All right, we already, I think we are done with the second derivative. Find the critical point. Did we get the maximum or minimum? Calculate and then conclude maximum, minimum. So we go back to the where we stopped last time. So here we got minimum. Okay, so we are done. All right. So that first derivative test, we are done. So today I'm going to move on. We're going to look at the second derivative test. Okay, second derivative test is actually the same test. All right. Oh, I didn't turn on the screen. So I wrote down here week 9 or 10. That is the midterm. Now, second derivative test is serve the same purpose like the first derivative test. That is, you want to determine whether the function has a maximum or minimum, and then we'll be able to sketch the graph, but using the second derivative. So today we're going to learn about the second derivative test. Okay, in order to do that, we are going to look at, what is the reason to determine whether the function, okay, y equal to f of x has a maximum or minimum. All right, and then you'll be able to sketch the curve, the graph. Now, before we do that, you have to learn about second derivative. Now, what is the second derivative? So we go back to the book. We move on. We go back to the book. It's go to 9.8. I think 9.8. Go to 9.8. that is on the higher order derivative. Okay, so you have higher order derivative, meaning derivative of the derivative. Now, what is second derivative? And you also have third derivative, fourth derivative, and so on. Now we start with the function y equal to f of x. That's the function. And we know if I differentiate the function y, what do I get? Differentiate y equal to f of x, we get what? We get the y prime, the derivative. You get the derivative, and that is called the first derivative. Sometimes the first derivative, you just call it derivative. That's the first derivative. That is y prime equal to f prime of x equal to dy dx. These are the notation. Now, y prime is a function. Okay, y prime is a function. Okay, I think I will write down f prime. That is already in terms of function. Y prime f equal to f prime is a function. So if it is a function and if it is differentiable, what can we do? We can take the derivative of y prime. Okay, so take the derivative of y prime, that would be y double prime, derivative of y prime. So what do you get? We get y double prime equal to f double prime of x equal to d2y dx squared. So that is the second derivative. Okay, the derivative of y prime is the second derivative of y. Macam cucu dia lah. Okay, ini ayah. Y prime tu anak dia. Second derivative, cucu. So that is the second derivative. Now, second derivative is also a function. Okay, we can continue to differentiate. So I differentiate the y double prime. What do I get? I get y triple prime. That is triple prime of x. And I can continue. Okay, I continue until you have the third. Okay, this one is the third. That is called the third derivative. Okay, I shouldn't put arrow. That's the third derivative. Now, the derivative is a function. I differentiate. What do I get? I get fourth derivative, and so on. Now, you can continue to get the derivative. Okay, continue until what? Until I couldn't differentiate anymore. That means you get zero. Dah tak boleh habis dah. Dah habis dah. Tak boleh differentiate dah. Right? I couldn't differentiate anymore. So that is the end. So it can become the 100th derivative or 90th derivative, whatever. But for us, okay, for our purpose, we don't need all those high level. Of course, it's not difficult to do. We just apply the same rules of derivative. What we need is only the first derivative, y prime, and the second derivative. Okay? That is for us. And sometimes maybe we do this, right? So don't worry about the higher level derivative. Sometimes it gets more difficult. Sometimes it gets simpler, okay? And all the rules apply. So you don't need any new rules. We just apply the existing rule. All right, okay. So now let's look at one or two examples. I will show the examples in the book. And then probably we look at other examples. So example in the book. Example in the book, 10.10 probably. 9.8, 9.8. Tadi saya tunjuk lah. Pagi tadi, mana dia? Ni ada, 9.8. Okay. Second, if Okay, this is an example. Okay, example is this. Example 1. They are given there, a function A, and then you got B. Yeah, 2 examples. Let's go. So you have x A is the function, and then you want to find the second derivative. Okay, find second. Oh no, find second derivative. So in order to find the second derivative, you have to do the first derivative lah dulu. Okay, so first derivative is y prime equal to this function. Now that is a function. You see here is in terms of x. So what you can do? I can differentiate y prime. So what do I get? I get y double prime. So that is the second derivative. So y double prime or f double prime. So I differentiate this thing here. So what do I get? I get, you bring down the 3, you got 12x squared minus 6 plus 6x to the power of -4. Okay, now y double prime is a function. So what do? I can take derivative of y double prime. So you take you differentiate y double prime. That will be the third derivative. And see what do you get. See, this is a function. So take derivative of y double prime. Then tell me what is the third derivative. Okay, do it now. I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, the first person who get it, let me know. Y double prime. Y double prime. You got that. So what is the y triple prime? Okay, cepat. Anybody who got it, let me know. The first person. I just need one person. And then the other guy or the another student can confirm it. Okay, cepat. What is the derivative of y double prime? That you will get the
24x minus 24x to the power of -5.
everybody got it? So you take derivative of the y double prime, okay? So we get y triple prime. So you just differentiate y double prime or the second derivative. Don't differentiate the other function, okay? You have y triple prime, that will be equal to 24x. Now 6 is a constant, so you got 0. And then I got 6 multiplied by -4, that becomes -24 x to the power of -5. So that is the derivative. Of course, you can do it up to the fourth derivative and etc. Okay, you can continue. Okay, now, if you look at this function here, what level of derivative can we continue to get? If you look at the fourth derivative, I got 24 plus 24, 5, x to the power of -6. And then I can still continue, okay? Y fifth derivative. Well, I don't know what is the notation. Takkan nak kena 5, comma. So you can continue. Now, to what level of derivative can we continue for this function here?
Okay.
You can do it until infinity because that is a negative number. Correct? You continue to take on derivative. You can do it every day until you retire or until you pass away. You still can do it. Okay? You still can do the derivative. That will be until infinity. So some function, you can infinitely doing the derivative. Some functions, you can do it definitely up to a certain level. Okay, all right. So that depends on the kind of function. Now let's consider another example. The second example is this, 3x squared. Okay, I want you to do this one. Okay, I want you to do this one. They ask you to find f double prime. But in order to get the f double prime, we need f prime. Okay, so I want you to get the f prime and then get the second derivative. Okay, go ahead. And after that, I think you can do the third derivative as well.
All right, sir. I got
Yes.
it.
Huh?
I got it already.
What is right? Which one?
18x minus 8.
The what? The
The
second derivative.
Yes,
Okay.
second derivative.
So you, in order to do that, you have to get the first derivative. Okay. So you got the second derivative, 18x minus 8. Okay. Now get the third derivative. What is the third derivative? You don't have to do it. Just
18.
do it verbally. Third derivative is what?
18.
18. Okay, 18. It's a constant. It's a function. Now take the derivative of that 18. What do we get?
0.
0. So when you reach 0, that is the end. Okay. You continue to do the derivative until y whatever prime, okay, equal to 0. That's it. So that is the end of the derivative. We don't continue anymore or doing the derivative. So that function, the one that we just did, is an example of a function, that we take the derivative finitely. Okay. So you got f triple prime. I think the fourth derivative, because at the fourth derivative is already 0. So that's it. Okay. So these are derivatives, higher order derivative. Now, actually, nothing difficult. Actually, it's simpler because we already know doing the first derivative. Therefore, second derivative and the other parts of the derivative will not be that difficult. Okay, any question? All right, I want you to do an example. So I give you another example that I would like you to do. Okay, do this thing here. Go to 9.8. Okay, go to 9.8. I would like you to do the question number. Okay, do easy one first. Okay, do number 8. Okay, do number 8. You get the y prime and then y double prime. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to do it.
Sir, can you write for us the question?
You have the book. You go ahead. I don't
No,
want to
I
write.
have the book because different edition.
It's okay. For in-class homework, you do whatever question you have. I do my question, and then but when I discuss the solution, I will discuss my question. Okay, 11th edition. To write that question take time because it's not a simple one element. But I can tell you, question number 8, the one with 6x cubed, the first term, 6x cubed. So maybe a different number, for your addition. Okay, 9.8, I give you some homework questions. You can do, just do up to the second derivative. Okay, do up to second derivative. There are many questions, I'll give you some for your practice. Do number 1, number 4, number 6, and now the one that we are doing now. All right, so 9 to 11, and then a few more. Okay, number 15, and then 22, 24, 22 up to 24. Okay, so I asked you to do question 8, right? So that is easy. You got it? So what is the second derivative?
Second
36.
derivative, 36x minus 24.
Is that right? Everybody got it?
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Now, I give you one more. Okay? This one you need to use the. I think you need to use the general power rule. Okay, so let's practice one. Do question number. Do question number 20. 20 apa? Yeah, I'll give you one. Question number 21. Okay, do question number 21. Okay, that question number 21 is this one easy for me to write. 21, the square root of 4x. 4x minus 1. Senang lah. Okay, you do this second derivative. Okay, do the first derivative. The first person who get the first derivative, let me know. We'll go through this together. Okay, do one at a time. Get the first derivative. Okay, after that, you let me know you're done with the first derivative, and then we'll get the second. Okay, you got it? You got the first derivative? So this is equal to what? This is equal to 4x minus 1 to the power of half. Okay, you got the first derivative? Anybody? Just let me know. You got one? Dah dapat first derivative? If not yet, I give you 1 more minute. Do it. First person who got it, just tell me. Okay, you got it? Tak dapat lagi ke? Why it take so long? What is y prime? Y prime equal to what? You bring down the power. Okay. You multiply by everything in the bracket, reduce the power by 1. And then what? And then you have to multiply by the derivative of the terms in the bracket. So you have to multiply by 4. Okay. It's the u, remember u to the power of n. So that is the derivative of the terms in the bracket, 4x minus 1, that is 4. So we got 2. So now, right, nicely. So I got 2 4x minus 1 to the power of negative half. Oh, sorry, that is y prime. Okay. All right. So now you take the second derivative of y prime. So what do you get? Okay, y double prime is equal to what? Okay, finish it up. Okay, I want you to do today. I give you 2 minutes. I want you to finish. Okay. So the first person who did it, who finished, let me know. Okay, you got the second derivative? Cepatlah. Siapa dah dapat? What is it? You bring down what? Negative half. Okay, so negative half multiplied by 2.
It will be negative 4x minus
Negative
1
minus 1. Okay,
power
power.
power negative 1.5.
Negative 1.5. Okay, negative half minus 1, that is 3/2. Okay, so 1.5. After that, what do we do? Did you already include the derivative of the 4x minus 1? So you have to differentiate 4x minus 1. Okay,
It will be 4.
That's why you already put that into 4. All right, good. So you got 2 multiplied by negative half. Okay, and then you got 4x minus 1, reduce the power by 1, that would be negative 3/2, multiplied by 4. So you got negative 4. Okay, good. So that is the second derivative. Like I said earlier, all the rules are the same. So you apply the product rule, you apply the quotient rule, everything. Okay, all right. So I'll give you a few questions, practice, so that will not be any problem. Now, we move on to the second derivative test. So second derivative test is 10.1, right? We did already a part of 10.1, that is the first derivative test. So now we are going to use second derivative test. Now, by using the second derivative test, this one is more compact and it's easier to do, more efficient. You don't have to get the intervals, and see the relationship between the y prime and the function. We just need to look at the second derivative and make use of the second derivative to determine whether we have a maximum or minimum. So this is the test that we commonly use, okay, because it's simpler. So let me give you the test. This is the second derivative. Okay, before I give you the test, I need to discuss about attendance. I checked the attendance for the first month, and I want to make sure, if your name is here, you are here, and if your name are here but your attendance are not recorded, so I want to make sure of that. So I would like to show you, one of the days of attendance. So Because some people, not some, a few people still have their name, their name, not full name. So saya pun pelik, tak faham ke apa hal budak-budak ni. Nak kata tak faham tu dah masuk universiti, tapi cakap tak faham. So I'll show you one of the date. Okay. Alright. For most of you, okay lah, everything is okay. Alright. You see here, attendance. Alright. This one, Elvin Lam. You come only 3 minutes. Okay. And then Musa here, Muhammad Musa, you come 1 minute. And then Nur Izati, 8 minutes. Lepas tu, Nur Izati tak apa, sebab dia datang balik lagi 8 minit. Lepas tu dia tak tahu dia datang balik ke tak. Dia masuk lagi. Okay. Nur Izati, alright. But Elvin Lam tu, 3 minit masuk, tu hilang. So if you come 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you are considered absent. No, Elvin Lam, are you here? I think you can drop the course lah, Elvin Lam. Because I think you attended only 1 or 2 times. Okay, so I think better drop. Okay, if you continue just come 3 minutes, too better don't come at all. Okay, Elvin Lam, are you here? You hear me? I recommend you drop the course. All right, you attend only a few times. Okay, ni lagi seorang ni. Okay, this guy or this girl put letak question mark. Apa kehal ni? Okay, saya pun tak faham. Ini yang paling pelik sekali. Letak question mark. So how can I record your attendance? Alright. This is the worst problem. Letak benda tu. Not just for 1 day. A few days. So that's why 1 of you or 2 of you that you have this kind of names, your attendance is not recorded. So if your attendance is not recorded and you submit to me your homework, your work, then how do I know that you attended? So if you don't come to the class, you do the work, that is something wrong. Okay, all right. So yang ni letak metric number. I think you put your full name. Okay, Abid. Susah lah saya nak cari Abid. Abid apa benda? Alright, put your real name. Macam ni macam Putri. Putri Nur Jajia. Senang kita. Syabila. Bukannya susah. Okay. Alright. So that is one issue. Alright. I show you another one. Tengok ya. Ni seorang lagi. Asus. Asus ni satu case pula. Dah cakap dah kan. I told already. Your name Asus ni, put your real name. Okay. So as of now, Asus, whoever you are considered as not in my class. Alright. Ni lagi satu question mark ni. Sampai bila ni question mark ni? So make sure who is this question mark Okay. Now question mark ni, please. Okay, don't be too. Nanti saya cakap nanti tak bagus pula perkataan dia. Okay, but don't be too. So ni Abid ni macam tu juga. Put your name as per class list. Bukannya susah. Alright, ni Lutfi. What is your name? Is your name Lutfi? I don't think your name is Lutfi. Your name is apa dia? Muhammad Lutfi ke apa? Ke Lutfi je? Okay. So put your name as per your name macam Muhammad Musa. You put macam ni lah Muhammad Musa. Alright. Senang saya nak cari nama dalam list kelas tu. Abdul Latif. Okay. Abdul Latif ni actually your name, your first name is not Abdul Latif. Your first name is Al-Hajim. So put Al-Hajim and then put Latif. Alright. So these are a few people. Lutfi. I don't see your name actually in the list. If I go by Lutfi, I don't see your name. Under Lut L pun tak ada. Under M pun tak ada. Betul ni Lutfi ni ada ke tak ada ni? Okay, Luffy, are you here?
Sir, actually my name is Abdul Lutfi, but I sometimes forget to log in with my that one because I log in with my Facebook account and
Don't use Facebook account. You know, this is a classroom account, Zoom. So what is your
Yes,
name
sir.
actually? What is your name? I don't see the Luffy in your in the list.
that one Abdul Lutfi, sir.
Abdul Luffy.
Yes.
Abdul Luffy pun tak ada. You know, I don't
Abdul,
see Abdul Luffy. You know, actually your name is not in the list. If it is under Abdul, no, it's not here. Okay, it's not Abdul Lutfi. Your name is what? Abdullah Lutfi, right? Abdullah.
yes, sir.
Your name pun you tak tahu. Your name is not Abdul Lutfi. Your name is Abdullah Lutfi. So Abdullah Lutfi ada lah. Okay, so put Abdullah. If you don't want to do Lutfi, put Abdullah. Okay, because your name is first Abdullah. All right. But my worst problem is this student here. I still do not know who you are. So as of now, your attendance is not recorded. Okay, because I don't know who you are. Siapa ni? Siapa ni? Question mark ni? Siapa?
Sir, the question mark is actually me.
Me? Who me? I don't know me. Me Kari ke me Maggie? Who are you?
Nur Soleha.
Nur Soleha. Letaklah Nur Soleha. Apa saya letak question mark? Alright.
I'm not putting the question mark maybe because of the font.
So Nur Soleha sekarang ni, your attendance, patutlah your attendance is not recorded. Your attendance is only once, you know, but you attended. Okay, so that's why I need to discuss this today. I want to make sure, you know, one or two people who has. So kalau ada font problem, you try lah. Nur Soleha, okay, Nur Soleha. Letaklah Nur Soleha. Cuba try Nur Soleha. Okay, kalau tak boleh penuh, letak NOR. Dia Nur Soleha sekali jalan je kan nama. Sekali. So what you can do, Nur Soleha, you don't have to put binti tu. You don't have to put metric number. Just letak Nur Soleha je. Okay? Kalau tak boleh sampai habis, Nur Soleh. Sebab apa? Sebab other people can do it. You see? Every other name can do it. So try. Put your name, yeah? Put your full name. So that from now on, I can record your attendance. I know. Question mark ni Nur Soleha. Tapi letaklah nama betul-betul. Okay. Alright. So I think that is one problem. Lagi satu ni je lah. Asus ni saya tahu dah siapa. Okay. I think other things. Okay. Ni Abid ni pun satu juga. Okay. Abid. Muhammad Abid kan? Abid ni nama dia Muhammad Abid. Ke Abdul Abid? Abid dia. Muhammad Abid. So you put your name Muhammad Abid. Otherwise, susah lah for me to record your attendance. Okay? Itu je lah. Abid, Nur Soleha, Hima. You don't have to put that question mark. I think macam tadi lah. So, yang ni dua question mark, okay lah. At least ada your name. Okay? So please do the adjustment. Alright? Okay, other things? Alright. Because I see here, there are a few people, I hope, you know, they are not here anymore. Maybe ASUS ni lah, ASUS ke entah apa lagi, you know, your attendance is 0. But I think I know there are a few who already have dropped. But, you know, these are the important basic things, okay? The important basic things that we should be clear on, you know, there shouldn't be any problem. All right, okay, good. Everything else are good. But problem is, some people come 5 minutes, Abid 5 minutes. Tapi tak apalah, Abid datang 5 minutes, lepas tu dia datang lagi. Tapi datang 1 minute, you know, tak boleh lah macam tu. If you want to come macam ni, come 65 minutes. Or 75 minutes, you know. Then you come 1 minute, 2 minutes ni baik jangan datang. Buang masa je, you know. So if you come 1 or 2 minutes, you are recorded as absent, right? Because when I check your attendance, I also look at the time, how much time you come in. If you just come into the class just to record attendance, 1 or 2 minutes, like I said earlier, tak payah datang pun tak apa. Okay? But if you want to come, at least come lah. You know, 80 minutes, paling kurang 1 jam, macam mana 62 minutes. Alright, so at least come 1 hour. But if you want to come 2 or 3 minutes, tak payah datang lah. You know, tak payah lah. Don't make yourself just to record attendance 1 minute. Tak payah buat lah. Datang. Okay. So attendance, make sure the attendance is beneficial, not just to check attendance. It doesn't work that way. All right. It doesn't work that way. To learn, you know, it's not just to cheat on attendance. That is cheating ourselves. Okay, we are cheating ourselves. So if you want to come 1 or 2 minutes, I already mentioned first class. If you want to come 2 minutes, better absent too, you know. Then I know you're absent. But like I said, you know, attendance is important, you know, for learning. Okay, let's continue with the second derivative. We have the function y equal to f of x, and I'm going to state the test formally. You have the function y equal to f of x, and then of course this function is differentiable. That means we can take the derivative, differentiable, and then you want to do the second derivative test. Now these are the process. Number 1, we find the critical point. Okay, that's first step. What you do, you take the first derivative, y prime equal to f prime of x. And we know for critical point, okay, for critical point or points, what is the condition on the derivative? Y prime equal to 0. Or f prime of x equal to 0. Now suppose, okay, say we do it, we got it at x star y star. So that is our critical point. By doing the first derivative, set that to 0. So that is the critical point. You know, x star, y star. Now, number 2, what you need to do is you take the second derivative. Okay, take the second derivative of y equal to f of x. So in other words, the derivative of y prime lah. So what you get will be y double prime equal to f double prime of x. So that is our second derivative. Okay, you finish? I want you to write this. Okay, I want you to write this. I wait for you. Are you done or not yet? Anybody who has not done, let me know. Are you finished or not yet?
Oh yeah, not yet.
Okay, I give you time. Write. Okay. If you don't write, susah, bukan susah lah. Unless you are, you know, benda ni dah familiar to you. But if it is not very familiar, we have to write. This is the rule. So the last person who finish, let me know. Yang tadi lah, yang cakap tadi tu, if you finish, let me know. Okay, dah siap lah.
Dah.
All right. So you have the second derivative, okay, y double prime. So now what you do is that we evaluate, okay? Number 3, we evaluate the y double prime equal to f double prime of x at the critical point. Okay, at the critical point, x star, y star. So you evaluate that. Now, when you evaluate, you will get a value. Okay, you evaluate a function at a certain point, you get a value. Okay, so those values can be either bigger than 0 or less than 0. So number 1, the case number 1, I call it A. If f double prime or y prime, you can use y prime. If I put both, okay? F double prime and x star, okay, is positive. So here, this is what we do. Let's suppose, okay, suppose y double prime is equal to 2x. That's what we get. And the critical point, you have x star, y star equal to 5, negative 6. So that is the critical point. So what you need to do, we evaluate this y double prime at x star according to the rule. So you can say at x equal to 5, that means x star. Okay, what is y double prime? Or I can use f double prime at 5. Substitute into the 2x. So that will be equal to what? 2, 5 equal to 10. So you have a value here. Okay, you have a value. So the value can be positive, like 10, or it can be negative. You know, maybe you get negative 21. Okay, so either positive or negative, or it can be equal to 0. So these are the possibilities. Now, if f double prime at x star is bigger than 0, all right, then what? Then we can say that y equal to f of x has okay, you don't have to say relative, have a relative, or you don't have to say a relative minimum. Okay, minimum at what? At where? At x star y star. All right. So if the y double prime at the critical point, we just need x star, okay, is positive, that means the function y has a minimum at that point. So you don't need that line lah. Tapi I don't know, I cannot, if I erase that, you know, I have to rewrite that x star y star. Okay, second possibility. If y double prime or f double prime at x star, the critical value of x, is negative, less than 0. Then what? Then y equal to f of x has a maximum. Okay, maximum at x star y star. So positive minimum, negative maximum. All right, at the critical point. Okay, done? Okay. Now, possibility number 3. If f double prime equal to 0. All right. Now, if it is equal to 0, it is inconclusive. that we cannot determine. We may have inflection point, but if you have time, we look at what is inflection point later on. So if you have equal to 0, that means we stop here. Okay, you don't conclude anything. And of course, this is not important. Okay, if you get f double prime equal to 0, that's it, stop. Okay, you cannot determine maximum or minimum. What is important are the cases number 1 and number 2. So this one, if you have positive, negative, because that will be able for us to conclude you have a maximum or minimum at the critical point. And then we'll be able to